today we are going to try and get through as many things on my to make list for Christmas presents as possible. So I have a few projects in this basket that I have been cutting out in the evenings. I decided that I would cut some things out every now and then in the evening and then just start a pile of things that I'm going to make for people. And then on a day like today, I can just sit down and get going with the sewing. So I've got some tote bags to make, zip pouches, toiletry bags and some pajamas. I also thought I'd mention I have now bundled some of my patterns together on my website, so if you're wanting to make multiple patterns and you want a bit of a discount, then they will be discounted in the bundles. I've got one of my Christmas decorations out already up there, so maybe we'll do some Christmas decorating in this video, or maybe I'll save that for another little video. But anyway, I've got to get cracking because I've got to be somewhere at 2 o'clock and I want to try and get most of this done this morning. It's not going to happen, but we can see how it goes. The first item in my pile are 2 tote bags, just my classic easy tote bag. So I'm going to make 2 of those. First thing I need to do, I'll do the straps in a minute when I take these over to the ironing board, but I'm going to sew the side seams down. So this tote bag pattern, this is the classic tote. It doesn't need overlocking because we're going to do some French seams. I picked up this checkered fabric in Copenhagen a few years ago, or a year ago. While I'm at the iron, I'm going to do the straps. So we just got to fold them in half and then fold all of the edges into the middle. I don't think this fabric will need interfacing, so I'm going to leave it without. Now I'm just doing the final bit of the French seam across the bottom of the bag, and then I'm going to add the boxy corners. So because I'm doing the landscape version of the tote bag, I'm going to take the corner in by 6 centimetres. I just take my ruler, find where 6 centimetres is from the top corner, and then I draw a 90-degree angle across. And that's what it will look like inside, and I just leave it with the triangle because it's all finished with French seams, so it's easy to just leave it and it will be fine. So there's one body of a tote bag. I'm now going to do the same to the other bag, and then we can start adding the straps. A few months ago I got this little ruler that you can iron on top of, and sometimes it helps for folding down the seam allowance, but sometimes I also think it is just easier doing it by eye, because I used to just use a bit of card to get a really clean straight edge for this part. Just sewn the straps on the tote bags. So now I've got 2 finished, almost finished tote bags. I'm just going to go and add my little labels onto the front now. And then we can give them a final press, and those are the first presents on my to-do list done. Sticking my labels on with a glue stick first has been game changing. I just put a little blob in the middle and then stick it on, and then it doesn't move around when I'm sewing it, so I can have a really nice even looking label. And then when I stitch my labels on, I leave quite a long amount of length on the threads at both ends so that I can thread them through to the back and tie them in a knot. And I also do a little bit of back stitching. And then I go and get a hand sewing needle and I just take the ends that are at the front and I thread them through to the back. And then I find those top and bottom threads and I tie them in a knot at the back. So I do each top corner and each bottom corner. That generally should keep the label pretty sturdy in place. I've just given them a final press. So now we have 2 finished tote bags in this really nice cotton linen blend. Next up in the basket I've got a few zip pouches to do, and I actually pre-quilted these the other night so that I'd have them ready to go and they'll be much quicker to sew today. So I'm just going to lay these out on the side to see which size zip I need to do for each zip tab, which is my first little job with these. So I've got all the zips I need and now I'm going to go and stitch on the zip tab at the end. For that I need to change to a zip foot. Now I've got all of the zip tab ends stitched on to my lovely zips. And I will try and leave a link to where I buy the zips in the description bar below because that's one of my most asked questions. Let's start with this nice teeny tiny little zip pouch. So put the zip face down at the top and then you add the lining on top. And then when we get about 1 inch before the end of the zip, we open up the zip and take a marking of where the final tooth is on the zip, and that's where we're going to sew up to. Lift up the top bit, pull out the zip at a 90-degree angle, put the foot back down, and carry on stitching. And now you've got a really nice little rounded corner. And now we'll just do the same on the other side. Then I'm going to open up the zip and stitch everything closed but leave a gap at the bottom of the lining. So there we go. There's one little zip pouch sewn together. I still need to go and give it a press and also add a little zip pull. So I'm going to crack on and sew my other pouches. Those are the zip pouches done. I just need to add the little tie, but I might just find a nice bit of trim to tie around the zip pull rather than using the fabric, but I'm not sure. Probably will just end up using the fabric. While the light's still good, I want to work on a boxy toiletry bag. This is going to be for my mum and I'm making her a matching pair of pajamas in this vintage Laura Ashley brush cotton, so hopefully she will like those. I think in the new year I'm going to work on a boxy toiletry bag pattern that has like multiple different sizes of different boxy toiletry bags. I've just tried a different technique for making the boxy bag, and now I'm going to turn it all the right way around and see if it works. And if it does, then this could be a very good, oh, I think it does work. Lined without needing to, usually I have to go and line these parts here, but this is looking very hopeful. I'm definitely going to bring out another boxy pattern with that technique in it, because that was so quick and easy. I just need to close the lining at the bottom here. It's the next day and we're going to get these presents finished today. Last night I made one pair of Piper pajamas. They're in this really gorgeous checkered brushed cotton, and I've got a chunky cotton tie at the front. So that's one pair done. Last night I put the buttonholes on the front, so I don't have to do that this morning. This is my new pyjama pattern, by the way, if you're interested in making some little pyjamas for your family or friends this Christmas. It's a unisex pattern, so it can be made for anyone, and it's kind of just a classic, relaxed looking pyjama bottom. And it also comes with a little drawstring bag pattern that you can make to keep the pyjamas in or give it as a gift. I'm not going to make the drawstring bag for these pyjamas because I've made her a little boxy toiletry bag instead. We now have a finished basket of presents. I ran out of any sort of good light yesterday because it gets dark at like 4:15. So I think I've decided this is going to be round one of present making, and then I'll have a think about what I want to make for everyone else and carry on. The thing is, I've already got presents for certain people, so I'm not making for everyone. But hopefully if you're looking for ideas of what to make for people for Christmas, then this will help. I've got one pair of pyjamas in this brushed cotton. Super cute, and they're going to be very cozy for winter. And then I've got a little set of a boxy toiletry bag and the pyjamas for my mum. I think that turned out really sweet. I'm going to make a few more boxy toiletry bags, I think, for people. Then for my sister and her family, I'm going to give them 2 tote bags and this selection of zip pouches, because I thought very useful things to just store things in. And everyone always needs things to store things in. And I thought my sister could probably use this bag when she goes into work for her laptop, and then she can have a matching little pencil case in it. And then I also did the same for one of my friends who actually gave me a load of this fabric, so I decided to make her some things as a little thank you using some of the fabric. So she's also got a laptop bag, pencil case, and a little mini bag. These are really useful in handbags. So those are the presents I've made so far, and then I need to think about what I want to make for everyone else because I don't actually know. I might make my dad some of the pyjamas, and what else would he like? It's a good question. I might make him a boxy toiletry bag, you know, actually. A very manly boxy toiletry bag. So there we go. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me make some presents for my friends and family. I hope it's given you some inspiration of what you could make this Christmas. I also made myself a new little hot water bottle cover the other day in a pink linen because I was feeling like a change. So I've got that too. So these are also really good little present ideas. I hope you guys are all having a great day, and I will see you in my next video.